The first thing I saw on Smith's website was Women for the World, and that really intrigued me, so I got looking into more of their mission and some of the things that they offer and just like the culture here at Smith, and I fell in love like online. And then I planned a trip out with my dad, and we came to visit, and I met the team, and I knew I wanted to play Division III lacrosse because I knew that being a student is bigger than being an athlete, and I didn't feel like I could get that anywhere playing Division I. So Division III was ultimately the best choice, and when I came to Smith, I met the team, I met the coach, I came face to face with the culture here, and I loved it. Practices and athletics have generally helped me be a more successful student just because I can balance my time better, and I would vouch for anyone in athletics that you learn to be a better student because of athletics. Being undecided coming into college is really ideal if you come to Smith because there are a lot of classes that might sound interesting to you, and you can take your first semester here, and that'll get you on your way to deciding what you want to do for the future.
At the end of high school, I decided to take a gap year because some of my friends were thinking about it, and I thought it was a really good experience. So I looked at programs, and I found Where There Be Dragons, and it's a program that does things all over the world, and I was really interested in the Himalayas, which are in Nepal, and so I went with about 14 other students, and we went trekking, and we did homestays, and I learned a lot about leadership and group work and global citizenship, and we learned how to speak Nepali, and it was a really, really good experience. I think that all the different experiences of my gap year together brought me a lot more confidence that I can now bring into college. And I think I was a lot more ready for college than I would have been if I didn't take the gap year. Outside of lacrosse, I play violin, so I take a lesson once a week, and I get 2 credits for that each semester. And I'm also in the Smith Orchestra, and now we get 1 credit for it, which is really awesome. We rehearse on Tuesday nights, and that's a good outlet for me besides lacrosse, because I love playing music, and it's really fun for me.
So I was recruited to play lacrosse at Smith, and it became one of the big factors in deciding where I wanted to go to college at the end, because I was deciding to go to either like a big art school or a bigger university with a good art program, or a liberal arts school with an art program, which I eventually chose because Smith has a really awesome art program for a liberal arts college. And then lacrosse for me was just a bonus because I would come into school knowing that I had like a group that I would fit into between the art and lacrosse. My favorite things about Smith are probably their traditions. So far this year we've had Mountain Day, which is when a day in the fall when it's really nice, the president will cancel classes and you'll go out with your house or your team. We went apple picking, and it's just nice because there's no classes at all. You don't have to worry about school for that whole day. And then Julia Child Day is really fun too because Julia Child went to Smith. So they'll cook a bunch of recipes from her cookbook, and then everyone will like go from house to house and get dinner at every dining hall.
I wanted to go to Smith since I was a little kid. My mom went to Smith, and I live in town, so it was always around. I love walking to the gym and knowing or feeling like there's a whole building full of adults who would support me and could help me in whatever I needed. I think all the staff are very dedicated to us as athletes and as teams, and that's just a great feeling, having all those people who I know that I can trust for whatever I need.
Smith has really been great about getting their education students into the classroom, so I've been in a classroom basically every semester that I've been here, whether it's observing, assisting, tutoring, and right now I'm student teaching 4 days a week. And so it really puts you in the teacher's shoes and not just learning about theories and learning about how students learn. You're actually seeing it and seeing them change, which is really awesome and which is something that a lot of programs don't have. And I think that we as like a lacrosse team have really like grown in terms of like a family, and everyone is really supportive of each other, not just the coaches, but also the players. We have a pretty tight-knit group who are always around if you need to talk, if you have a question about classes, if you need help putting in your work hours. And so it's really nice to see a group of people that really bond and trust each other, because I know some other teams, it's not as family-like.
Recruiting-wise, what we look for is girls that are unique in their own way. We don't want a cookie-cutter team, and we appreciate all of the different things that people do academically, you know, on the side, as in clubs and passions and all that. So we look for people that have a lot of depth, and not just on the lacrosse field, but as individuals as well. And that is one of the main things that Smith Lacrosse is built on. It's not just being a good lacrosse player, it's being a good person, it's being a good student, and it's being a good friend, teammate, etc. It being an all-women's college is kind of raises a red flag for a lot of people in a lot of ways, but what I found within minutes of being on campus is very strong, confident women that are passionate about what they do and will do things, give everything their all no matter what it is.